Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Listen, so I know people are still getting their notifications and coming in slowly but surely. So I wanted to show y'all my package that I just got since we waiting on people. Okay, so I had to get some more Omiyage. Get you some, you know. But moisture mask. Okay, it's a deep conditioner, you guys. When I tell y'all, literally you can feel the difference in your hair when you put this in your hair. Like, leave it in for like 5 minutes, take it out, you literally feel softer hair. Like, it's incredible. After I do like colors and stuff like that, I always go back and use this, which is why I'm out, because I have been doing a lot of coloring. But yeah, so I asked for deep conditioner. That's what I had ran out of, but she always send me more stuff, which I appreciate so much. The curl cream, y'all know I swear by Omiyage. Like, my hair right now, I feel like the camera never really does my hair justice. Right, I didn't break the cast on my hair today. Usually I would have put oil in it and broke the cast. But I didn't because I was hot. So I just put the product in and washed my hands. But anyway, this is the curl potion. The curl potion, or is it the elixir? I always get them confused, you guys. Thank God. Oh no, this is just conditioner. I'm about to say, did she put a sample in here for me? But nah, this is just co-wash and conditioner, which is fine because I have so much of it. Like, but y'all know I swear by Omiyage. So y'all should get you some, okay? Listen, earning my free products, okay? Omiyage. Get you some. Okay, had to give y'all that right quick. So, you guys, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so here's the thing. It feels like we're trying to make fetch happen. And it's not happening. I'm not completely upset with the show. I enjoyed this episode. I think Fallon is gorge. I was wondering what she was going to do with the golf iron. Like, I didn't know what are you gonna do with the putter, bitch? Were you gonna hit her with the putter? Is that what you were going to do? Okay. She would have taken it to the house. Take that out. Okay. I watched Candy speak on it with Fallon. Fallon's energy is so different in that interview. It was a lot of big dick energy for sure. There were things I did not like about Fallon this episode. For me, it was like the constantly, the classism thing, which I feel like she probably isn't really like that. But because Latoya was coming for her neck, her response, her read was, "You broke? Because you keep bringing up my money. Must be mad. Must be broke. Brokey. Okay, listen. We're broke out here. It's a pandemic." Okay? And all in all, times just be hard on my hands. But ultimately, Latoya deserved everything that Fallon said to her. So even though when I heard it, I was like, she's talking to Latoya. She's not talking to me. She's not talking to my broke ass. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into my notes. There's 300 of you guys in the room. I would greatly appreciate if you guys would like my video. I'll give you a second to do that, because I feel like I've given you, a little bit, give me my like. Thank you. Don't stalk me. I'd appreciate it if you didn't stalk me, like sit in the bushes and watch a bitch. Like the video. Thank you. Okay. All right. Do y'all see I'm getting my summer skin tone, thank God. I was on Instagram this morning talking about I don't know why people want to be lighter and have less protection from the sun. I don't know what that's about. I don't want less protection from the sun. I want all the protection from the sun you can give me because I love being in the sun. You know what I'm saying? I'm almondy at this point. See you later. Okay. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. It's unprofessional lyric. Thank you. Okay. See you later. Marlo. Let's start off there. Marlo invites Kenya and Fallon to her closet. I don't remember the bougie name she gave for renting out her used clothes to you guys. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Lay bitch, you break you buy. Okay, listen, whatever. Like it don't even matter. Like you buy. Okay, for real. Stupid ass Bon-Ton roulette, you break your buy. Okay, have a good time, but you break your buy. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Coco C. I appreciate that. It was Le Archive. Right. Yeah, they're fine. It was Le Archive. I just kind of felt like, yeah, why not? Like, why not create a consignment store with all of the clothes you have? Like, get your money. Especially renting, meaning you're not actually giving out your pieces, like you're not selling them off so you can continue to make money off of them. I think it's genius. I think Marlo is definitely showing that hustler side of herself, and I had an appreciation for it, even though I thought it was funny. I'm sorry, I thought it was funny. So Fallon is there. Fallon and Marlo are forming a friendship. Are they? Okay, that's nice. And we all know that Kenya and Fallon get along really great at this point. Like at the Speak On It, Kenya was saying that her and Fallon spend so much time together. And I was just like, so have you made Fallon pick a side? Or did you respect her enough not to require that of her? I'm gonna let it go for right now. Kenya says that, she's amazed that some of these girls in this group would do what they did, with Bolo. We still talking about this. Kenya, how many scenes are we gonna do this? How many scenes are we gonna talk about Bolo? Like, you should have just fucked him. Like, if it was gonna like bring forth this much like aggravation and thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should have just fucked him. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody was gonna be mad at you. I know you think they were, but they really weren't. And even if they made a comment about it, so what? You make comments about things that have nothing to do with you all the time. And then you want to get on this show and be talking about privacy. Like, that's so hypocritical for so many reasons. But you know what? Like I said, we're pressing on. Marlo says, I don't know. It might have just been porno. And that's because Marlo is still trying to hold on to her friendship with Portia and them. Okay, because we all know Portia and them is Portia and the rest of the young ones. Okay, for the most part. Drew might have a separate relationship with you, but Shamia, nah. Her and Portia come a package deal. So Marlo tells Kenya about Latoya bringing up Mark in the alimony situation. And Kenya says, I feel betrayed. Okay, and this is not the first time that she's betrayed my trust. Okay, and they use the clip. And I'm not sure if this is the part that Kenya was talking about, but they played a clip where, we're talking at the table and Latoya asked her, why is she investigating who was with Bolo? Like, why are you doing all of that? You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like Latoya was entitled to feel that way, considering Latoya was a part of the Girl on Girl. Okay, I don't know if she was a part of anything else, but she was definitely a part of the Girl on Girl. And Kenya is like going around spreading the tea to all the blogs. We all know that Kenya was spreading the tea to all the blogs. I'm not about to bullshit with y'all about who spread the tea to the blogs. Kenya and somebody else, but definitely Kenya. Okay, the point still remains that she was making a big deal and making a situation that maybe everybody didn't want to be put out in that way. Like, Latoya was a part of it. So the fact that Kenya didn't care enough about Latoya to not do all of that. You know, she could have just been like, you know, child, I don't know what y'all had going on. She could have mentioned this once or twice, y'all, and let it ride. But she had to keep bringing it up. And then she's actually mad about it. And that's the thing that's crazy for me. Y'all can say what y'all want to, but Kenya being upset about whatever happened in Portia's bedroom is insane. It's literally the problem that most people have, not being able to do what? Mind their own business. Mind your own business. Just like what was going on in Kenya's room upstairs had nothing to do with Portia. What was going on in Portia's room downstairs had nothing to do with Kenya. But Kenya made it about her, like she does often. And it's just kind of really exhausting because you really wish that she would give some of this energy to Mark, who's been embarrassing her this whole time. Even a picture of their wedding when he's putting a ring on her finger and he's like, bitch, I don't really know if I want to do this, but I'm here. Thank you so much for the super chat. Bondi, I so look forward to your reviews. You had me dying laughing, especially the songs. Keep doing your thing. Love you, by the way. I love the short, straight haircut you had. That was hot. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yes, Kenya's upset because Latoya put that out there. She's a private person, even though she's on a reality show, and she's already told somebody else this same information. And it was going to be on a reality show anyway. But yeah, Latoya can't be trusted. So Drew talks to her mom about her mom being adopted as a kid and what her experience was in the South, because I think they're from here. They're from Louisiana or from New Orleans, and Drew is coming down here for business. And they're just having this conversation because Drew's son, Josiah, his biological father, wants to start having a relationship with him now that he's out of prison. Couple of things. What was he in prison for? I really want to know, because if he was a drug dealer, I find it funny that now you're worried about it when you weren't worried about it when you got pregnant by him. If he was a drug dealer, not saying you knew, just, you know, off the top of my head, that's what we think about going on, but we don't know for sure because he could have been scamming. Okay. A lot of these is out here with the wire fraud and all of that type of stuff. Okay. Whatever the situation was, it is annoying to me the lack of information that was given to the child along the way. I haven't heard a lot of people say this. You know, I've been watching reviews all day today. And it really bothered me that Drew has not had an understanding, a picture, something, so that this boy will know who his father is. Okay? Like, I'm sorry, but Ralph being an uncle at the beginning, because that's what we do, you know, when we fucking a man, he becomes the child's uncle child until he became the daddy. And then that old dad, we'll get to that in a second. But I don't understand why you couldn't call him your biological father. Why was that hard for somebody to say? You know what I'm saying? To the child, as if he couldn't understand what that meant. You know what I mean? I really feel like people do children a disservice by not giving them enough information because you think you're saving them from something that is inevitable. Okay. And one of those things is them eventually having to have this conversation about who the biological father was. Okay. There's nothing online about Josiah's dad, which probably means he was in that shit. Like, it means he was in that shit. Like, I don't understand why it couldn't have been biological father and stepfather. Those are the roles. Thank you so much, Ash Tuck. Hey, Bondi. Drew did say the boy with special needs, so maybe she kept it at his level of understanding. What does that mean, special needs? Like, what is that? I need to understand, like, what we talking about. Because the kid seemed like he understood what the hell was going on in the room right then and there to me. I'm sorry. But to me, it seems like you wanted to move on. And a part of you moving on was you not educating your son about who his father was because it's uncomfortable for you. That's what it seemed like to me. And I'm not trying to judge Drew because I like her, but there should have always been an understanding of who everybody is to me. And it doesn't matter if he's in jail or not. There should still be an understanding of who his biological father is. along the way. He's 9 years old. I remember being 9, y'all. I definitely could have fathomed this because my sister had another biological father, and my other two older siblings have a different biological mother. Okay, so my father was my sister's stepdad. Like, this is not confusing. And I feel like I grew up with the understanding of how, the relationships work out. People really be out here, I feel like, trying to not have these conversations out of embarrassment sometimes, out of just not even wanting to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But calling him old daddy, that shit was just, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And I feel like you overcomplicated a very simple situation as far as I'm concerned. But yes, Ralph also had to, get a relationship with his biological father. So he understands this as well. But the grandmother was talking about how she doesn't want to have a relationship, with that other side. She don't care about who they were, And I also want to say that lady is light complected enough for me to believe that there's somebody Caucasian in her line, whether it is biological or adoptive. Somebody in her line is probably Caucasian, because most of us have Caucasian great grandfathers and shit like that, because most of them were slave owners. Okay, so let's continue to move on. I'm sorry, y'all. My dogs are barking at the man cutting his grass next door, so I hope that it's not that loud. Usually with this mic, y'all can't really hear it that much in the background, but it's irking my spirit. Anyway, Candy has a new movie role. We see her working out. We didn't really get much there. Cynthia and Mike get some bagels and discuss Cynthia's long ass vows, okay, which was cut up nicely. We didn't need all that. And then Leon's sexy ass, hey Cynthia, I just want to say you're a great mother. You're probably a great wife. I love you forever. Mike, you're my boy. All love. We have a beautiful daughter together. And I'm happy for y'all. Much love. Leon. Child, Leon is so sexy for no reason. I don't even feel like he was trying to be like that. And it just happens. Okay? Child, let me tell you something. If y'all knew how much it meant to me to have interactions on social media with him and Robert Townsend, like, I look at Robert Townsend as an uncle for real, but my first crush ever in life was on Leon from the Five Heartbeats. Okay? So no matter what, I love him. No matter what. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat, Miss Osage. Ooh, come on, lady. Come on, lady. I can't. Thank you, though. Thank you for the super chat. I just love watching you, and I finally caught a live. Yes. Wish I was not at work. It would be busy. Dang. Oh, I appreciate you, girl. But you can always catch that playback. Thank you, though. But yeah, so Cynthia and him were having this conversation, and Mike says he wants to buy a house in Atlanta for the both of them that's bigger. And he still wants her to keep Lake Bailey on the hill. And, he still wants to keep his place in LA. Listen, girl, I see no problem whatsoever. Just like she said, I see no problem here. Okay, you want to get us something bigger, that's fine. But the whole, he's an alpha male. That's not what it's about. It's about y'all having a space that is equally, both of you guys. All right. So that if, Mad Day come, you can't just be like, put your door, Portia and Dennis. There you go. That was one of the issues Dennis had with Portia, was that she was always kicking his ass out whenever they got into it. I have done that, but in this relationship, I have not. I've never kicked my husband out, even when he was my boyfriend. But we also never got in fights like where I felt like that was necessary. Had to kick some others out, but we fall down, but we get up. Oh yeah. Okay. What else is going on? Drew calls and says that Ralph got them a private jet for all of the girls, and she's going to show Kenya how to really do a girls trip. They coming down here to New Orleans because she has some work to do down here. Okay, that's going to be cute. I can't wait to see. You know what? I hate how when tourists come down here, when people talk about it on shows, it makes me want to go get beignets. I be trying to stay away from beignets, to tell you the truth. But I'm feeling like tomorrow might be a crawfish beignet day. After I go get my nails done, bitch. I know I'm going to get me some crawfish. I don't know from where yet. I'm feeling like I might go to Soul Seafood, but you know, they be packed. They might be high as fuck. I might go all the way to the east to get them because that's my favorite. But sometimes she be overcooking them, and I ain't got time for you to be overcooking the fucking crawfish all the time. You know, that's too much money for that. So I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out by tomorrow, but I'm probably see, they gonna be too expensive over there too. Oh, child, I don't know why crawfish so expensive right now, but I know for sure I can go down to the mall and get a bitch some beignets right quick. And then, you know, work it off. Shit. Cardio. All right. So Drew cries to Ralph about disrupting her son's life with him getting to know his bio dad. She says Josiah never really knew another father, and I'm glad that she was able to like rely on Ralph. And like a lot of other reviewers are saying, I'm upset that we met him on bullshit instead of meeting him in the capacity of the supportive husband that he is. However, when this scene happened, I was wondering if Josiah was not being honest about his feelings out of fear that he would ostracize Ralph. Because Drew has already said that Ralph doesn't always treat Josiah the way he treats the other two kids. So that makes me wonder if Josiah, you know, didn't want to express a want or doesn't even know he wants it just because he's not trying to make the relationship with Ralph that's already not, you know, all the way there, even more contentious. But when Ralph told him, I understand, I had to get to know my own biological father because I had to find out where I came from, and I want you to find out where you came from. And, you know, I think that changed his mind a little bit, but you can tell at the moment he's a 9-year-old kid. Y'all got cameras and shit in his face. Even though this is a great conversation to have on the show, I still felt like he didn't really want to engage for real at this moment. But when he was about to run off and Drew was like, wait, you don't want a hug? And he was like, yeah. And then he came back to get the hug. He's still a little boy. You know what I'm saying? And he still wanted that reassurance from his mom, which is why I feel like they should not force meetings between them when they're alone just yet. But I feel like they should definitely like say, okay, we're going to go and meet with your dad. All right. You're your bio dad. And we're going to go to the park. And me and Ralph will be there with the other girls, and y'all can talk. And, you know, y'all can spend some time together, and they can just keep doing it like that until he gets more comfortable. But it's really because he doesn't know the man. He doesn't know him. And he's probably feeling like y'all are expecting him to be in the space of an adult he doesn't know, which is weird, especially somebody that's your dad. So it's someone who is going to have a certain amount of comfortability, you know, around you or a closeness to you, and you don't really know him. So I definitely feel like I was happy with Ralph's response this episode. It helped, you know, the little boy probably think about it for real. But I definitely feel like they need to, like you said, yes, BW, they need to keep encouraging it because he's too young to understand right now that this is something that he needs. Okay. You guys, my dog is acting a fool. Like she keeps barking, and I almost want to get up and go and get her, but I don't want to stop my flow. Okay, I should have told Eric to get her, but it's still so sunny outside. I thought eventually she would stop. She's so aggy, y'all. She barks at squirrels. I'm like, squirrels are like the crackheads, you know, of outside. You ain't catching them. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all. So Fallon's Halloween party, the haunted house. I thought the haunted house was cute. I was trying to understand why there was nothing else. I know we can't really play music like that, but why are there no games? There should always be games, you guys. Like every time y'all get together, we're on television. There needs to be like a set list of games for every event that is like this, considering the fact that we're in a pandemic. Portia sitting up here talking about, I thought it was going to be a big Halloween party. Why would you think it would be a big Halloween party in the pandemic, bitch? I also feel like if you thought it was really going to be a big Halloween party, you probably would have came in a much better costume because you don't often like to be outdone. And you were being outdone as far as I'm concerned. Shit, I almost felt like Cynthia was outdoing you with the ass, because that's all Cynthia was giving in her hand sanitizer uniform with her costume with some ass and some smartness. You know, it was indicative of the time, but it was definitely on the lazy tip. Okay, Candy had a cat lady on her face. Fallon was Medusa, which I loved. Shamia was an astronaut, and then here comes Kenya in the Native American costume. We've already told y'all this ain't the way. Then people done already said it's appropriating our culture for y'all to go and get them headpieces and run around or woo, 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 and all of this shit. And basically, you know, mimic the idea of cowboys fighting Indians, meaning killing people for their land, raping and pillaging, you know, what the colonizers did, what they do, you know. As Black people, we should make those corrections. And let me explain something. I'm from New Orleans, and I need y'all to understand in my family. I come from a family called the Montana family. You can Google it. My family mass Indian. That's what it's called here. And we literally bead and sew our own costumes for Mardi Gras and for Super Sunday, St. Joseph's Day, and any Super Sunday that we really feel like coming out and showing out under the bridge, which we can't do as much anymore because of the pandemic. I so really wish we gonna get a Mardi Gras soon. You know what I'm saying? Cause like we was watching y'all know the movie. I'm spacing on the name right now, but y'all know the band movie with Nick Cannon. And I was like, oh my God, I miss being, you know, out there at the parades and seeing the bands and the dancers and shit. Like I miss that so much. Oh my God. Bitch, I miss a good cadence. Okay. Listen. All right. But anyway, I say all that to say, like, it is in my culture to dress in drumline, in engine, you know, because that's how they'll say it sometimes down here, in the engine costume. Back in the day, that's how our grandfather and shit would say it. But it's an Indian costume, all right? And yes, it is definitely a derivative of the, you know, the idea that the Native Americans were Indians. They were not Indians. The Indians were in India, okay? The drunk white man that got lost fell upon this land and found the people here and called them Indians, and that is why they refer to as that. But they're not Indian, they're Native Americans, and they have different tribes. But people still understand them in the same way, so they'll call them Native American Indian, and all of that type of shit. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, the point is, we do that here in my culture, but we sew our own costumes. And do you know what? Do you know what? Because it's my culture to wear huge headdresses like that and all of that, we would never wear that shit on Halloween. I have never in my life seen anyone that masked Indian put their costume on for Halloween. And we dress up for Halloween out here. So if you don't understand how offensive that is to wear someone's like ceremonial and traditional garb and dress as a costume, I don't know what to say to you. And like, you know, just like Portia said, this is whack. Because just respect how people feel about their shit. Because as a Black person, I want y'all to respect how I feel about my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna respect how you feel about yours. And that's just what it is. And like I said, somebody that actually has that sewn into my culture, and we would still not wear our headdresses or any of our costumage on Halloween. We just would not do that. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that. So even if that was really a part of Kenya's culture, why would that be something that you would wear during Halloween if you really felt like that was your culture? Because she got on Twitter and said that was her culture. Bitch, because you have softer hair or lighter eyes, that does not mean your family members were Native American. There's a small percentage of people that were actually mixed with Native American that are African American. Okay? A small percentage. Most of y'all are just mixed with white. And that's okay too. The vanilla of it all. Okay? Just let it go. But yeah, the fact that nobody said anything, Drew said it in her confessional, but nobody actively said, Kenya, you do know that people, I'm sure they said it off camera. I'm sure people were like, Candy, people are going to be upset with you, Kenya. People are gonna be upset. Listen. Anyway, y'all, Drew was a cat from the play, which is different from the movie, bitch, because the movie creeped a lot of people out. Thank you, Shantia. Exactly. If she knew the true history of her culture, she wouldn't have done that at all. Exactly. And that's why I had to get up here and talk about that, because I was like, even with this actually being a part of my culture, we would not do that. Which is why what you're saying is bullshit. Okay, my daddy used to be a part of the Zulu parade. We started it all. The Indians is part of our culture, but Halloween-ish nah. We second line, but hell nah. Exactly. Andrea, we would never do that. But yes. Oh yeah, and then that derives from our African culture as well. You know what I'm saying? Not to, leave that out. Okay, because a lot of the things, first of all, it is believed that a lot of the Native Americans are basically the people that left Africa earlier on, like way before the 1500s, like 1500s, around the time that slavery really started. But there were like groups of people that were leaving Africa on boats to come to this land anyway. So it's very much a possibility that Africans just set up shop here in America as well, which is why so often they tell you that some Black people were indigenous to this area. It wasn't just Black people from Africa, but it was people that were indigenous to America as well. Okay. And Mexico, because all of these places are closer to the equator, which means people would naturally be darker complected. Just saying. But yes, for y'all that may not have known, Kenya says that she is so sad that Marlo couldn't come because Marlo does the best costumes. I really loved her Babs costume. Well, now y'all friends, bitch. Okay. I love how Shamia was like, can somebody get a temperature check on this bitch? Make sure she all right. Latoya comes in as the sea siren. Okay, comes in with her little, hey, bitches, I'm slightly drunk in here. Little walk. Child, she one of them girls that probably didn't grow up around a lot of Black people, or maybe, never really was in, they weren't in the culture like that. And I say culture because I didn't grow up in nobody's hood, bitch. I grew up in a circle, which is damn near the same thing as a cul-de-sac. Okay. I grew up in a neighborhood, bitch. Okay. Yeah, I have family members in the projects. And yes, I might have been dropped off in the projects during the day when my mom went to work. But ultimately, I grew up in a neighborhood in middle class America like everybody else, but you still are of your culture in a way. Specifically when you grow up in places like New Orleans, because the outskirts are still in some ways hood. Like it really doesn't matter where you are. The difference is a street, baby. The difference can be a street. Okay. Not a block, not train tracks like it is in some other places. Y'all know back in the day, the train tracks, not even back in the day, still now in certain places in Louisiana, train tracks that would separate the white side from the Black side. But yes, Latoya starts off the mess by saying that this is a beautiful home. I guess this is what dating a 65-year-old man will get you. And it's like, first of all, we're saying a whole bunch of wrong shit. Okay. First of all, he's 56. Okay, bitch, flip the numbers back. And second of all, they are married. They are married with kids. They're not dating. Fallon is not some jump off that this man, decided to move into his house. And her lack of respect is just quite appalling to me. When she wanted more liquor, because obviously she's already been drinking, in order to have like this much gumption to come in somebody's house and say this shit. Because the truth of the matter is, when you get pushed into a corner, you bitch up. So don't act like you that bouty, because you really not. When Portia and them was pressing you, you bitched up and sold out Kenya by giving them more information than they needed on her, bitch. You did that. So don't act like you all bout it now, Miss. I'ma talk shit from inside my SUV. Like, I really wish that Fallon would have checked her immediately, but I think Fallon needed the other girls to tell her that that was really fucked up. Like, she was like, is this bitch playing with me again? And then she was like, I want you to serve me. You know what I'm saying? Where the maids at? You know what I'm saying? She was like, rich people don't talk like that, but I'm gonna get you a drink, bitch. And I also felt like, because when people are coming to your house for the first time, Like I would definitely be getting drinks for people at my house if I invited y'all to my house for the first time, because you're being a hostess, but ultimately the way everybody else had to walk in, come into the kitchen and get their own shit a la carte style, bitch, that's what you should have had to do. And if I was Fallon, I would not have gotten up. And if she would have continued to talk to me like that, lean back on my furniture that I paid for like that, she'd have got dragged out by them fucking plats. Okay, to tell you the truth. I need y'all to like the video and I need y'all to give me a second, please. Okay. Hopefully that worked. She was a little tangled up. All right, y'all. So yes, I hope you guys liked the video while I was gone. Okay. I hope that's what y'all did. I'll give it another second if y'all need it. So I guess it didn't work. I guess she's still gonna be an asshole. So the comment that Latoya made that really annoyed me was that comment about she's from the hood and this is a come up. That right there would have made me want to fight her. Like, first of all, the classism of that comment. She's from the hood and this is a come up. What are you exactly? Isn't she from Canada? So I guess there are no hoods in Canada. All I know is Latoya is cruising for a motherfucking bruising. Okay, I'ma just say that she's cruising for a bruising. And I'm mad that Fallon did not try to choke her in that moment. Not really, because we don't promote violence, but she definitely should have told her to raise up out of house at that point. Like, now it's time for you to go. And if you tell me that you're not going to leave, then we're going to have another Candace Ashley Darby situation where you might get some cutlery thrown at your face. You didn't aim high enough, Candace, as far as I'm concerned. So they also talk about after the night in Nice situation, y'all know when the girls meet up, all the nieces met up, and Latoya got too drunk at that event, so Drew had to take her home, had to have her driver drive her home. And she's like, oh girl, you were tipsy too. And it's like, bitch, at the end of the day, I was responsible enough to have a driver, unlike yourself, who is constantly leaving your vehicle at other people's houses. Yeah, Latoya, you have a drinking problem, sis. And it's not even about how much you drink, it's how you hold the liquor that you do drink, bitch. You don't know how to hold your liquor, okay? And that's your problem. Anyway, y'all, Latoya says that Kenya has been avoiding her and she hasn't been answering any of her texts or phone calls. Like, that's how she was like walking around the kitchen. I was like, bitch, are we really doing all of this? Like, pull it back, bitch. Damn. But they toast to the trip to New Orleans because they talked about the trip to New Orleans. They talk about Candy's movie. We toast to that. Yes, it is toast to my movie because I got a movie. Kenya doesn't have a movie, but I have a movie. Cheers. Okay. Kenya says that she's not happy with Latoya right now. Okay. And she takes her to the side to have a conversation with her. And she's like, I'm not happy with you because you told them bitches information about my husband, these girls that have been evil to me. And Latoya says that she felt the need that she had to protect and defend Kenya. And Kenya was like, well, that's like saying I needed to be protected. I don't need to be protected or defended from those tramps. I've done nothing to them. And Latoya is just laughing at her. And she's like, girl, I could not take you seriously in this headdress. Like, I can't do it. I'm drunk. So yeah, Kenya gets upset. She's like, I can't even talk to you. Okay. And she gets up to walk away and they go back into the house. Portia gets there in that lackluster ass costume. And Kenya is still trying to like reprimand Latoya in a way, which is annoying to me. So when Latoya says, I'm going to go because I'm bored. All right, bitch, you didn't seem bored. You seemed like you was having a good time with all that liquor in your system. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Shantia Gregory, for your super chat, love. I appreciate you. Okay. But she starts going off about how, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. My notes didn't move, y'all. I hate when that happened. But when Portia came in, she saw Kenya's whack ass costume, which I thought was hilarious because y'all know Portia Luther King don't like no type of disrespect. Okay, this is disrespect. Okay, Kenya was so bothered that Latoya went over there to talk to Portia. She was so bothered, and then when Latoya said she's gonna leave, she's like, "Hey, Kenya, you want to walk me out?" Portia had offered, but she was like, "No, I kind of wanted to talk to Kenya on my way out. Kenya, will you walk me out?" And Kenya was like, "No, Portia just asked you. Go with her." It's like, Kenya. All right, let's talk about the sit down, shall we? Let's talk about sit down. Kenya, you are doing entirely too much. So is Latoya, but so are you. This is a show. And you know this girl is coming on here to be a part of the cast. And she fucked herself up by aligning herself with you in such a way that she was ignoring Candy and Candy's phone calls and picking up yours and running behind you, but then decided she was going to make out with Portia. Latoya is all over the place. She's somebody that obviously just does whatever the hell she want to do, and she don't have no qualms about it, okay? But I do feel like when she sat down with the other girls, everybody keeps acting like she pulled that out of her ass, Portia included, but I'm about to set all that straight because I feel like that's bullshit. When they were in there talking at the night with the nieces, okay? They were going in on Kenya because Kenya was I think she the one that took it to the blogs. I think she the one that took it to the blogs. You know, everybody was talking about that. Really, Latoya was saying that Kenya was the one that took it to the blogs. And the conversation started off like she was trying to befriend them and talk trash about Kenya at the same time. But when they started to like say, oh, you know, I'm tired of Kenya with the bitter bitch shit and how she always coming at me and I don't know what the problem is. Whatever the fuck Portia said, they were talking about Kenya. They were. It had been mentioned. Nobody was like, Kenya, out of nowhere. That's not what happened. They were definitely talking about who put the story out there. And because of because she was drunk too, the way Latoya was talking to Portia was like, well, bitch, it might have been you that put it out there because why are you bringing this up? Remember Shamia and them? They were like, are you asking us this for you? Or are you asking us this for Kenya? They asked her that. They did bring up Kenya. So everybody acting like Kenya was never brought up in that conversation. I'm like, y'all may have forgotten, but y'all definitely brought up Kenya. And she said, look, Kenya's going through something right now. And they were like, what's Kenya going through? And she was like, well, backed into a corner now because she don't want them to think it's her. She starts to explain that Kenya is going through all of this shit with Mark, which, yes, was a misstep. And she should not have said that. Okay, but ultimately, are we really gonna bitch out about something that all of us already knew, that Candy knew, that was gonna be on the show anyway? Like, that's just bullshit to me to act like that was such a betrayal, Kenya. The real tea is that you're mad that she came on the show and, you know, it was your your little minion, and you're upset that you're not able to control her. Even when y'all were talking, you were like, don't raise your voice at me. You were trying to sun that girl. And she's a grown-ass woman. So even though she's aggravating and annoying and can't be trusted with any of your personal information, she's just not to be trusted because she's all out for self. So that's another thing. I noticed that characteristic in herself, but that is also why she and Kenya were friends, because they have that in common. Kenya, that's how you are. You want this girl to pick a side as if she is not coming on a show with a cast of people. Like she's just supposed to be under your arm all the time. Did y'all fuck? That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting that it happened at some point. But when Kenya was like, you don't defend me to those tramps, I don't need defending. The fact that she was having that meltdown at that moment, like, bitch, you are obviously having a meltdown right now because Mark is stressing you out and you're taking it out on the girls. You're bringing that to them since you can't give him this energy. That is obviously what's going on here, Kenya. Latoya was not wrong about that. So later on, when Portia is on the steps with Latoya and she's telling her what happened, and Portia's like, what does that have to do with me? You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, Portia, you the one that asked her to come outside with you, and she's just telling you what happened. What the fuck is going on right now? Like, I do understand that she be drunk, talking crazy, and you know, may not be clear all the time. But when Portia, you know, responded to her in that moment, it was almost like, girl, I don't really like you neither. So I don't know why you coming to me with it. And that's fine too. But don't act like you're really cool with her like that. But I think she was turned off after the night with the nieces. Then why are you asking to walk her outside, Portia? Why you was asking to walk her outside? You had just got there. Latoya seems like a fan that's just happy to be on the show. She definitely studied reality show 101. Apparently not good enough because she couldn't get herself a peach. So apparently not good enough. Okay. So Latoya is leaving. Fallon and Kenya are coming outside. Everybody's leaving now, I guess, because Latoya is leaving. Child, I don't know. That was weird to me. Thank you so much, Urel, for showing up today. I appreciate you. I wanted to say that because when you're not here, people do the most. Thank you, Brandon Campbell, Latoya. Yeah, I read that. I read it, but I didn't say thank you. I'm sorry. I'm my mind. Trying to think about what I want to go to next and make sure, because I don't want to miss anything, because Kenya really worked on my nerves during that sit down with Latoya. And the fact that Latoya laughed at her gave me a lot of like gratification, because it's like, bitch, you really doing a lot and caring too much. And calling them tramps, I was just like, was that really necessary? I wish you would get some dick. Maybe you wouldn't be this upset. But Portia was like, she volunteered that info that nobody asked for. And I said, Portia, use a damn lie. That made me mad with Portia, because I was like, Portia, you literally asked what she's going through. You and Drew both asked, well, what is she going through? Y'all said that shit. So to now say that nobody asked for that, you're lying. I don't know why. I don't know what the point is. But to me, I feel like that was some bullshit that Kenya was on. I mean, that Portia was on in that moment. Portia says that this is going to drive a wedge between the two of them. But I think it's because Portia realizes that she can't trust Latoya. So it's like, I don't like Kenya, but I noticed that you don't know how to stop running your mouth and you don't know how to hold your liquor, which means if you was around me, you would throw me under the bus to protect yourself like you did with Kenya. So I can't really fuck with you like that. That's what Portia is on, which is why I feel like I don't know why she went outside with her. Thank you, Quaisha. And thank you, Kelly Roseanne. Thank y'all so much for the super chat. I'm glad y'all are enjoying the live. Fallon, like I said, Fallon comes outside with Kenya, and now that she has a little bit more liquor and a battery in her back, no disrespect, bitch, but you needed somebody to talk to you, and you needed to get a little bit drunker in order to get to the point where you even wanted to address Latoya's dumbass. Latoya doesn't want to deal with the fact that she's being addressed about disrespecting this lady house, so she goes and walks away. And Fallon says that's what poor people do. And Latoya is screaming that this isn't your property, hoe, and take it out of your mouth or put it in your mouth. So, all kind of crazy shit that she's screaming from inside of a vehicle. Okay, to the point that Fallon gets pissed off, tries to go at her. When she can't get at her, she goes inside with her little clappers running through the house barefoot. Child, when Portia said, she ran by so fast that I would not have known it was her if I did not see her little snake hair on the ground. I was dying laughing because they zoomed in on the snake hair on the ground. And it was just like, yeah, that was her. That was her. She definitely came in through here quick, fast, and in a hurry, right? Her costume was so great. Anyway, but she tried to get to Latoya, but Latoya was already in a car, and then she's trying to pull the golf club out, so her husband had to come downstairs and gather her and take her ass upstairs because she was doing too much, and then everybody left. The party was whack. Even though the actual costumage of the house and her was nice, the party was whack. Wiggity, 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 whack. Okay? It was whack, 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 whack. Whack 100, whack 1,000. It was whack. Okay? That's how I feel about it. Latoya aggravating this shit. I'm tired of Kenya. I'm tired of Kenya, y'all. I'm tired of Kenya. I'm tired of her requiring all this loyalty and shit. I'm tired of her wanting privacy but doesn't give privacy to other people. You're talking about privacy, but you're worrying about what's going on in Portia's bedroom, bitch. That's where somebody can say, I want my privacy, bitch. Why you keep asking me and talking about shit that's my private matter? It's my private matter. Okay? It's my private matter. Why are we worrying about that? Like, Kenya's miserable, y'all. And a lot of y'all don't want to admit that, but she is. She's upset about the way this shit is working out. She's upset about her life in general and how she's been given the short end of the stick in life in some ways, not in her beauty, but definitely in her family makeup. And I think when she sees people like Portia that have their moms in their lives, that have all this family that supports them around them, she is low-key jealous. And she's also jealous that she's no longer the young, pretty girl. She's the older, pretty girl. And sometimes that gets to people who have only been able to rely on their beauty at the end of the day. I think Kenya has relied on her beauty, not saying she's not intelligent, but she relies on it for her source of, self-esteem. And a lot of self-esteem doesn't just come from your looks. It also comes from people pouring into you positively so you feel good about yourself anyway. And Kenya is one of those people that only seems to feel really good about herself when she can make other people feel less than. And that's either her being the prettiest, youngest girl in the room, that can, because she always had an air about herself that, bitch, I know I'm prettier than you and I know you're upset about it. Like, nanny boo boo, I'm prettier than you, bitch. Like, that's the vibe that Kenya has always given. Kenya don't want friends. She wants minions, just like Evelyn and Shawnee. Thank you, Brandon Campbell. Yes, exactly. And as a grown woman, Giselle, right, as a grown woman, nobody wants to be friends or deal with somebody or even have patience for somebody that feels like you're supposed to bow down to them. For what? We all walking around with titties and ass and pussy. What is the problem? Why do you feel like you are more deserving of respect than you actually give people? Y'all, we were talking about this on Instagram earlier. Kenya has been terrible since day one. Kenya's whole issue with Portia goes back to her calling her Miss America instead of Miss USA. Which is an honest mistake to make, and most people have made it when talking about those two competitions. In 2021, somebody's only claim to fame being, Miss USA, not only, but biggest, is kind of like, womp, womp, womp. I think that Kenya thought having a husband and a kid was going to make her feel good. And I think it did for a moment. But now that the situation with Mark is playing out the way it is, she is hurt. She is miserable. That is that is also included on what her childhood was like, not having her mom there. That is constantly a sore spot and a place of pain for Kenya. Kenya has not dealt with that. So Kenya then acts with other women in a negative and jealous and, with vitriol, like always in competition. Like the fact that she was in, a competitive sport, like, pageants. It is competitive, okay? May not be a sport exactly, but it's definitely not the easiest shit to do, okay? But she grew up in a competitive type of situation, and she's still competitive on the show. And it's very obvious, okay? Kenya's issues are, she's transparent as shit at the end of the day about what her issues really are and why she reacts to people the way she does. And she really just needs to get some extensive therapy to deal with those holes in her heart so she can stop making other people feel less than in order to feel it. Because to be very clear, you popped your legs open and everything when you were on the trip. But all of a sudden, everybody else is a tramp and less than. Why is that? Why do the other women deserve to be shamed for their sexuality, Kenya? Why? What does that do for you? It makes you feel better about yourself because you didn't do all of that? Is that what it is? That made you feel better about yourself? You need to do better, Kenya. You really do. And there's a way to be queen of this shit if you would just stop being so petty. But it's hard for you to do because you really do have these issues within yourself that you need to work on. And she's in therapy, and that's great. She needs a lot of it. She needs a lot of it. And Kenya, like you said, you don't want anybody making excuses for you. So we're just going to say that even with all of that, you're still an asshole. You're an asshole. And that's just what it is. That's why you chose Mark, because he's an asshole. You're an asshole, Kenya. That's just what it is. Portia may be a lot of things. She may have her moments. She's not an asshole. She doesn't go out of her way to have issue with other people. She just get in her feelings and have immature bitch moments. But at the end of the day, I've never seen Portia on here, really worrying about somebody else's shit the way Kenya does. But I'm done, y'all. I've been on here for almost an hour. My dog is still out there acting crazy, so it's time to bring them inside. I love y'all so much. I'm going to be back for Married to Medicine because I don't feel like editing, but it'll be in a capacity where I just get up here and go live. So it'll probably be in it's 6. It's right. 6, almost 6:15, maybe 6:30. I don't think anybody else should be going live right now. Yeah. 6:15. 6:15 right now, 6:30. I'll be back to do Married to Medicine. I just need to go deal with my dogs and give me something to drink. All right. So if y'all want to come back, great. If not, I'm just doing it that way because I don't feel like editing. All right, you guys. See you in the next one.